Every morning before the sun even rose, Ethan would carry his small wooden box and rag to the corner of a busy street. While other kids his age carried backpacks, he carried polish and brushes. He wasn't headed to school yet. First, he had to earn enough to even buy his lunch. Students from the same high school sometimes passed by, smirking and whispering, "There goes the shoeshine boy." Some laughed, some mocked, others ignored him, but Ethan never answered back. He bent down, polished shoes, collected coins, and quietly dreamed of something more. They believed a boy who cleaned shoes could never stand beside them, let alone surpass them. But what they didn't know was that behind the rag and the dust, behind those calloused hands and tired eyes, Ethan had been preparing for a moment that would shock them. On the very day the exam results were announced, Ethan grew up in a small town in the United States, raised by a single mother who worked long hours at a diner. Money was always short. His mother often said, "Son, I may not give you luxury, but I'll give you honesty. The rest, you'll have to fight for." Fighting became Ethan's way of life, not with fists, but with perseverance. When his classmates bought new sneakers, Ethan wore shoes with soles patched 3 times. When others had private tutors, he had the library, but library books didn't pay school fees. And every semester, the numbers on the bill terrified him. At 13, he found a way to help. Shining shoes, downtown, outside the station and office buildings. He would kneel on the sidewalk with his shoeshine kit. Businessmen hurried past him, rarely making eye contact. Some tossed him a coin without a word. Others insulted him. "Kid, if you're cleaning shoes now, that's all you'll ever do." Those words stung. But he held on to his mother's advice. You don't answer them with words, Ethan, you answer them with results. At school, the teasing was worse. Students recognized him. "Hey, shine boy." They'd shout in the hallways. One boy sneered, "Bet you smell like shoe polish in class too." Ethan never fought back. He kept his head down, studied during lunch breaks, and borrowed old textbooks that others had thrown away. His English teacher, Mrs. Carter, noticed him one afternoon sitting in the back of the library, scribbling notes furiously. "Ethan, why don't you ever join your classmates?" she asked gently. He looked up and whispered, "Because I don't have time to waste. I'm running behind, and I need to catch up." Mrs. Carter smiled. She saw something rare. Hunger not for food, but for knowledge. Over the years, Ethan became a quiet storm in the classroom. While others joked about him, he memorized formulas, solved problems late into the night, and pushed himself beyond exhaustion. He believed every shoe he cleaned was another step toward a brighter future. Each coin dropped into his box was not just money, it was an investment in himself. The final year of high school arrived, and with it, the most dreaded exams. Students with tutors and resources prepared in groups, while Ethan studied alone under the dim light of the diner's kitchen, waiting for his mom to come home. Sometimes she found him asleep at the table, his head resting on open books. She would cover him with a blanket and whisper, "I'm proud of you, son." The exam days came and went. Ethan walked to school with the same ragged shoes, but his head was held high. He didn't tell anyone, but inside, he knew he had given those tests everything he had. Weeks later, the results were posted. Students gathered around the board in the hallway, laughing, pushing, and teasing as usual. Ethan stood at the edge of the crowd, nervous, clutching the strap of his worn-out backpack. "Hey, shoeshine boy, come see how badly you failed," one of the bullies shouted. Laughter erupted. Ethan stepped closer, his heart pounding, and then it happened. At the very top of the results list, written in bold letters, was his name, Ethan Miller, highest overall score. The hallway fell silent. The same voices that mocked him only minutes before had no words now. Some jaws dropped, others exchanged stunned looks. Mrs. Carter, standing nearby, smiled with tears in her eyes. She had believed in him all along. One of the bullies stammered, This must be a mistake." But Ethan didn't respond with anger or pride. He simply folded his results sheet, looked up, and said, "Sometimes, the ones you laugh at are the ones working hardest while you waste time laughing." The silence was heavier than any insult he had ever carried. Word spread across the school, then the town. The shoeshine boy wasn't just the best in his class, he was one of the highest scorers in the state. Scholarships soon followed. Universities that had never even heard of him now sent him letters, inviting him to join. The same classmates who once mocked him lined up to congratulate him at graduation. Many were too ashamed to meet his eyes. But Ethan didn't carry bitterness. He knew life was too short for revenge. He only carried his shoeshine box one last time to hand it to another boy who needed it more. "You can shine shoes." "Yes," Ethan told him, but don't forget to shine your future brighter. Years later, Ethan became a professor, standing before classrooms filled with students. But he never forgot the sound of laughter in those hallways, nor the silence that followed when his results spoke louder than words. His story spread as proof that poverty is never the end. It is often the beginning of resilience. Emotional CTA approximately equals 150 words. Ethan's journey reminds us of something powerful. You are never defined by where you start, but by how far you're willing to go. They mocked him for cleaning shoes, for smelling of polish, for being poor. But on the day it mattered most, he showed them that discipline, resilience, and silent hard work beat every insult. If Ethan's story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs hope today. Maybe there's a young dreamer, struggling in silence, who just needs this reminder. Your effort will speak louder than their laughter. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more emotional and inspiring stories, and ring the bell so you never miss one. Because sometimes, the boy cleaning shoes outside the school isn't the failure they think he is. Sometimes, he's the one who will leave the entire class speechless.